You did it! You and your guild finally took down the final boss. He drops a legendary chest overflowing with gold, rare materials, and epic gear. You are rich. But now you face the ultimate dilemma. Do you take that gold straight to the auction house to blow it all on temporary cosmetics, mounts, and consumable potions that give you a temporary flex? Or do you take a portion of that loot and deposit it into a special, high-yield guild vault that automatically multiplies your gold over time? In the real world, that high-yield vault is called a 401k. If you are a teen or a young adult just starting your first real-world job, or even if you are just looking ahead at the financial landscape of adulthood, understanding this mechanic is the single fastest way to break the game. A 401k is an employer-sponsored retirement savings account. Think of it as a long-term passive income buff for your future self. It is part one of the two-part Retire as a Millionaire plan. Part two is a Roth IRA, which I went over in my first video. Click the link in the description to unlock both quests. Instead of your hard-earned gold sitting in a basic inventory tab or a checking account getting eaten away by inflation, it gets funneled directly into investments. This means your money is actively grinding for you in the background, while you sleep, generating its own XP and leveling up entirely on autopilot. Let's break down exactly how this mechanic works, because the game UI in real life does not come with a tutorial. When you get a job that offers a 401k, you get to decide what percentage of your paycheck you want to contribute to this vault before that money ever hits your main bank account. Because it happens automatically, you do not even miss the gold. It is deducted from your gross pay, meaning it goes into the vault completely pre-tax. This gives you an immediate, low-key stealth buff because it lowers your taxable income for the year. If you make 40,000 gold a year and put 4,000 into your 401k, the IRS looks at your character sheet and only taxes you as if you made 36,000 gold. You are essentially hiding a portion of your loot from the tax collectors while it grows in safety. Now, let us talk about the absolute best mechanic in the entire financial game, the employer match. In the gaming world, we call this free DLC, or a duplicated item glitch. An employer match means that for each gold piece you contribute to your 401k, your company will match that deposit out of their own pocket, up to a certain percentage of your salary. For example, a standard corporate match is 5%. If you decide to contribute 5% of your paycheck to your vault, your employer will drop an additional 5% into your account for free. That is an immediate, unconditional 100% return on your investment before the money even starts growing in the market. Skipping your employer match is the real-world equivalent of clearing a high-level dungeon, seeing a pile of legendary, endgame loot drop on the floor, and walking away because you are too lazy to press the interact key to pick it up. It is literally free money that your company is legally obligated to give you, but only if you participate in the system. If you do not contribute up to the match ceiling, you are essentially taking a voluntary pay cut on your base salary. Even if you are young and want cash on hand to spend on your current lifestyle, leaving that match on the table is a catastrophic misplay that permanently nerfs your long-term wealth potential. But just like any overpowered mechanic in a game, the developers had to implement balance changes so players could not abuse it. This vault comes with a strict, hard-coded level lock. The 401k system is designed strictly for the endgame content of life, which means you cannot fully unlock this vault and withdraw your gold without consequences until you reach level 59.5. The rules are rigid. If you face a financial emergency, or if you simply get impatient and try to rage quit your savings plan by pulling that gold out early to buy a car or a new gaming rig, the game developers, otherwise known as the IRS, will hit your character account with a massive, soul-crushing debuff. A very common rookie mistake among young adults is thinking, well, it is my money, So if I really need it, I will just take it out and pay the 10% early withdrawal penalty. 10% is not that bad. This is a massive trap, and failing to read the patch notes here will completely ruin your financial build. That 10% fee is just a straight penalty for breaking the level lock. It is a fine for violating the terms of service. What people completely forget is that the 10% penalty does absolutely nothing to cover the actual taxes you owe on that money. Remember, when you put money into a traditional 401k, you put it in pre-tax. You did not pay the government a single copper on that income when you earned it. The IRS lets you do this on the condition that you keep the money locked away until level 59.5. The moment you force an early withdrawal, the system flags your account. Not only do you instantly lose 10% of your total withdrawal to the penalty fee, but the remaining money is also immediately treated as regular taxable income for that calendar year. This means the IRS will layer your standard income tax rate right on top of that penalty. Depending on your tax bracket, you could easily owe another 15, 22, or even 24% in federal income taxes, plus whatever state taxes apply to your region. When you stack the 10% penalty on top of your standard income tax, you are suddenly looking at a total hit of 30 to 45% of your entire stash. If you try to pull out 10,000 gold to buy an upgraded setup, you might only walk away with 6,000 gold after the debuffs are applied, while 4,000 gold vanishes into the void. It is a devastating loss of resources that completely wipes out years of grinding. To make matters worse, taking money out early destroys the power of compound interest, which is the ultimate passive scaling multiplier in the game. When your money stays in the vault, it earns returns. Then, those returns earn their own returns. It creates an exponential growth curve. If you break the vault open early, you reset that growth curve back to zero. You lose the immediate cash to taxes and penalties, and you lose out on decades of future passive compounding. It is the equivalent of deleting a high-level character and losing all your accumulated achievements, titles, and gear stats just because you wanted a quick hit of gold in the short term. The optimal strategy for navigating this system is simple, clean, and highly effective. When you land your first job, look at the onboarding paperwork and immediately locate the 401k options. Set your automatic contribution to at least match whatever maximum percentage your company offers. If they match up to 6%, set your contribution to 6%. Treat that money as if it does not exist on your active user interface. Let the automated system handle the transfers so you never have to think about it. Once the money is flowing into the vault, your only job is to leave the vault alone. Absolutely do not break the level lock early. Let the passive compound interest buff run its course. Secure your free employer match loot, and allow your real-life gold vault to scale into a legendary hoard by the time you reach the endgame. Thanks so much for learning about how to be a millionaire when you retire with me. If you love this content, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Also, let me know some topics you would like to learn more about.